to go. What? I don't. Well, you go. I already did.
Are you going? Are we going?
Going where?
Now we're both lost.
It's a One-Stop Geek Shop podcast! It may have been a while thanks to Chinese New Year and some distribution problems, but we're back! We didn't really leave, Dave lost his mic? I don't know. It's been a hectic year that's come to a vaguely less hectic conclusion?
For some.
We got iced over. I was on a different podcast putting over some Star Trek stuff. Yeah.
Traitor. No, that's fine.
I've got it all going on. It's popping off. And so we're popping off live tonight with the top 5 collectibles, figures. I did figures, so top 5 toys that will never happen. As much as we may want to
see, but will never happen.
Never happen. With a hearty asterisk for Neca, because they can't be predicted. They're madmen over there. They will make anything to a lesser degree, yet equal. Super 7? Super 7 kind of does the same thing with this crowdfunding trend of making things that before were unthinkable. Like Vitruvian Hacks making maybe garbage, but certainly the Defenders of the Earth, which NECA also is making, so that's an old-ass comic that no one remembers. Hey, I'm gonna hit that, do some music. About 15 seconds.
I don't hear any music.
They don't hear you. Or they do hear you.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, they're just talking over it.
Oh.
But
it could be good music.
Enough of that. Hey! That's the theme, or at least it was, thanks to Chris Harrison. You may know him, but you won't. I am Billy at _Swan_man on Twitter. That is Dave.
I am David at...
Something.
I forgot my at.
That's
Ricochet_19.
Wow.
Good lord.
Great stuff. You can find us collectively at One Stop Geek Shop Pod, or One Shop Talk Pod Shop. One Shop.
That's not it.
It's really not.
There. I don't know what that is.
That's not. It's like at 0NE.
Christ, we have to make another account now.
SH 0P P0DD.
What is this nonsense?
I am getting old, and that is my
email password.
That's getting into senility right there. My list for the hunt is at least a month old, if not older. It has been, I guess, was it entirely February? Did we miss it?
I think we missed February, yeah.
I mean, it's a short month. I didn't miss it. It's just there's no direct podcast content. And I didn't get any pressure from any of you out there that aren't listening, so... It's
true enough.
But it's fine! Hey, you know what? We made some discoveries, some of TLD, and ram some things together and make some things even more streamlined, because the future's crazy like that. So we start off everything with, well, you know what? No. I'll do it a little different, but just once. We are the One Stop Geek Shop Pod, and as that, we are part of the hashtag Collectors Helping Collectors community, CHC. Works out okay. And I'd like to shout out to, what is that? Cosmic Crit at Adam Overboard for giving me the hookup personally on WWE Eternia Wave 5. Motu, Roddy Piper, Becky Lynch, Macho Man Randy Savage for the Horde, and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat as a dragon. So I got all those. He shipped it in a very threatening looking box. To add to my pile of threatening-looking boxes. There's a couple of things that look very suspicious in my box pile that I'm trying to cut down, but he did such a good job of packing them for things that are going to be ripped open that, it looks like maybe I'm sending these mail bombs out? I don't know, but a big thank you to Cosmic Crit for that. Cost plus shipping No silly games, no scalpers. We don't like scalpers around these parts. So, yeah.
Truth.
See something, say something, get something. He's looking for the blacked out shredder, but so if you can find
He's not alone there.
the
A lot
Neca.
of people are.
Well, I've seen photos of end caps of that. Not anywhere,
Same.
near me.
Same.
But
Oh, no. No, our stores are wastelands, kind of cryptic hellholes.
tight. Well, I've never worked there. I worked at Target, but I didn't work at Walmart. I'll be damned if I'm working at a Walmart. But
I made that mistake once.
but now, yes, we've shouted out to our CHC brethren, and now we shall go into the hunt. What have you been looking for this last month and a week? 30 days?
In between this episode and the last, I found absolutely nothing until last weekend.
Oh, shit.
Last weekend, our stores, they aren't getting anything. They're still barely getting anything. I just happened to come across a Walmart that had stocked all of their Transformers. They're gone now. I think everyone got what they wanted. But I got Leader Class Grimlock, Voyager Class Inferno, and Deluxe Class Jazz, Blur, and Cup. It was extraordinarily expensive. Wonderful, but ouch.
I think we can do the math with the classes these days, the class system in this.
Yes.
Some of those. What's the top end on that?
Leader Class are $50.
Tight. Love it. I have a total of, at present, 16 unopened wrestling figures.
Jesus. How do you not open them?
Well, I was trying to save some for content, and one I'm going to flip because that's a story. But, like I got 4 Motus that I just mentioned. I'm going to probably try and get a video of each one of those. But they don't take too long. I opened Brandy Rhodes, which was our latest. And that was a lot of fun because she's going for like 120. And I have 2 at list price, so I was just waiting to open that one to make a video, so. Haha.
That's why
nerds.
I can't do unboxing videos. I can't stop myself from tearing into these things.
Well, I'll give you a riddle. So that's 16, give or take, of varying qualities and affiliations. But how many do you think I found on the pegs?
2.
Close. Just 1.
I was just throwing a number out.
The exclusive Mae Young I bought on an impulse because I was just trying to encourage that I found the exclusive at my local Walmart, along with Wave Elite 81, like Rock and the Street Profits, which I had already had because I use Ringside like an adult. So, but I was just encouraging the fact that my Walmart, when they get stock, especially with the exclusives that Walmart does for WWE, I have a really good track record for whatever reason of getting the exclusives there. Now, it might be because Mae Young's not very popular of a exclusive because she's an old woman and whatnot, but I was out. I was getting that low Walmart price, scanned it. It was regular price. I'm like, well, whatever. I was just glad to be able to grab something off of the pic and scan it. And, maybe I'll open her up. I'll probably open her up because there's an Attitude Era moment that we can all recreate with the replaceable hands. Other than that, yeah. Oh, what? No, I totally already... Wow, I could have swore we did all these hunts.
Conversation with yourself is getting worrying. What's going on?
Yeah. Did we not cover...
Who's in the room with you? What are you seeing?
So I got the NECA. My hunt, over the time at least, included such hits as the NECA Collectibles John Nada finally came in. The Roddy Piper from They Live. And I had pre-ordered that last year from Megalopolis, and it didn't come in, so out of fear of completely missing it... I went in and
about Megalopolis.
They got their just desserts. While I was waiting on that, Shout Factory offered a limited Keith David set with a vinyl and a poster, so I got that one too. So now I have the complete record.
Of what?
The soundtrack.
Oh, that makes more sense. Keith David vinyl. Is it just going to be him, like, spoken word poetry? What is this?
That'd be sweet, too, for the Navy. But yeah, no, so I've got the complete clothed, weird, doll body They Live line in hopes of getting maybe a better They Live line, but they're really fun. I mean, it's cool. How many times are they going to make a Keith David proper figure since they haven't done the Thing yet? So, Keith David rules. I got Din Djarin and the Child. I feel like we talked about Baron Corbin and The Rock.
That does sound familiar.
Yeah.
But,
it finally came in, I guess, so I had to get another Corbin, which I did. Because, damn it.
Yeah, we did talk about that, because they sent you The Rock as a replacement for a figure that was damaged.
Yes.
Yeah, that we did talk about that ages upon ages ago.
Lost?
Thousands of years ago.
I'll just put it, yeah, we'll just, my hunt has been dominated, aside from, WWE, let's see, Pro Wrestling Tees offered AEW figures as part of their AEW shop, and to beat the scalpers and try to get that Chase John Moxley, I ordered a Mox. They also sent me a Mox from damage from Thanksgiving, where he had the vest and his arm just sort of fell off, and I was like, well, that's not tight. And I contacted their quality control, and they sent me a loose Moxley, that was the basic, just in the mail in a bubbler, which was more than cool enough.
Yeah, true.
And my gamble on the AEW shop led to just a mint-ish John Moxley with a tear on the cardboard, so he's probably going to be flipped, given away, something like that. I'll give it some time. We'll see.
What exactly happened with his arm? At the shoulder?
Oh, it just, snapped at the mushroom plug? It just gave out.
Right at it?
Yeah.
There was too much friction and it sheared off, or it snapped?
I guess it snapped. I mean, I think the plastic on it was poured poorly, too much oxygen or whatever. Because it's not like I would have owned up and not given a damn and not contacted anybody if I had just been like, brr, 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 and smashed it and it was destroyed. I'd be like, well, that's my fault. But this was a thing where it's just like, I'm going to move your arm. Plop. Okay, well, fuck me, I guess.
I think I would have a similar situation happening with the Spider-Man Classics Electro I got last year. I haven't moved him all that much, but every time I shift his arms, I can feel it. There's too much friction there. It's grinding way too much.
Like that. That's the sound.
Yeah.
But the story of my hunt, a revelation, if you will. Super 7, I pre-ordered the Conan series, and it came in the time that since we last met, but it'll play into a thing. And as I had mentioned before, the Conan in that looked suspicious, not great, pretty shitty. Safe to say. The other ones, it's Thorgrim, it's Rexor, and it's Thulsa Doom.
Yeah.
So it's the Riders of Doom gear for the three of them, and then it's Pit Battle Conan with the molded on helmet. So that was the one that I was like, but I knew if I skipped one, it defeated the purpose because you're already locked in for, what, 150, 140?
Yeah.
So why not? Because if he has something excellent or he's really good, then I've kind of shot myself in the foot. So I got the set, and they exceeded expectations, I must say. Even the the shitty little head, something about the way that they photograph accentuates the brown hues. It makes their eyes look really beady.
Colors, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, it's very dark and very shiny. And the plastic they use in hand, as I hold Pit Battle Conan in hand at this moment, it blurs away the detail. But if you actually look at them, this is a quality, rad figure, and they're using a Masters of the Universe body, but they do certain things to.
The only thing I really don't like about those is he's got the He-Man body frame as opposed to.
Well, he's Arnold.
Arnold's a more realistic body frame.
Well, at that time, I don't know. But yeah.
Sure, I mean, he was a cartoon for a human being back in the 70s, but it's still, a believable human frame. It's something human beings can actually attain. As opposed to the squat, mash pile that is He-Man.
You're just hating on Adam. Damn. Like I said, the way that they build them, especially the Riders of Doom, they kind of underplay that, if that makes sense. Like, James Earl Jones' Thulsa Doom, he's built like a He-Man figure, but he's built like James Earl Jones in He-Man universe. So he's got, like, the giant body, but it's underneath all of the detailed armor and stuff, so it kind of, like, overshadows it. It's the way that he would think he looks, so in that, it, like, makes it look more natural. It looks like... It doesn't look like James Earl Jones' head on a lifter's body. It looks like Thulsa Doom. And
fair enough, okay.
The other two were professional athletes, so... Certainly, Thorgrim looks pretty much just like Thorgrim, so... He's got his little battle outfit and clueless expression on his face. And the Rexor, which is the baddie that I knew I would, he's the top tier villain. His figure rules. The downside is it's the Riders of Doom cape. So he has this giant cape and this outfit that's kind of similar, but it's not his last moment, but maybe we'll get that towards the end. But the head sculpt on everybody are really excellent. The paint job, like, you feel the mass and the quality of them when you hold them. And opening these things up, it's absurd. It was one of the greatest action figure moments of my collecting life, where I got, you get the little brown box like Matty Collector did, not that I know what any of that shit means, but you open that up, and then inside is a bagged, like, prestige box for the item inside. It's a Conan collectible. I have to keep the box, and you slide that open, and it has all the extra gear and just a wonderful presentation, so they look really great. The boxes are fucking cool, and the figures themselves live up to things. The only, like, downside would be some of the hands can't fit around the swords, and the swords are kind of big, but it fits the aesthetic that's being established by these figures. So as far as, like, movie-accurate, detailed Conan figures, I don't see them getting any better than this. And I'm excited for the ones that are coming with the classic pose Conan and your Night Stalker Conan with, like, tripped out Thulsa Doom who turns into a snake. Yeah, that's gonna be tight. So
let me know when they start making Destroyer figures.
Is that on the list? It's never gonna happen. Never gonna happen.
Why wouldn't it happen? They're making from this movie. There's no reason for them not to.
The movie is bad, but
only you think that.
I don't know if that. And I like Red Sonja, so.
See?
Because Conan's playing a clever trick.
Look,
ooh.
Actually, it's funny you say that. It is considered canon that character is him in disguise.
Jesus. The Robert Howard universe. It's confusing.
No, I prefer Destroyer over Barbarian.
That's awful.
It's a tighter story.
Hey.
Barbarian, it kind of wanders, and there are just huge, massive stretches where it's just the soundtrack and Arnold Schwarzenegger running through the brush, and I'm sorry, it's boring.
Wow. Well, that's why you're not on the film podcast, Dave. Maybe
that's why I should be on the film podcast. You need differing opinion.
We need some citation. Sure, make the Destroyer figures as long as you, like, let's keep the momentum on Conan as a brand, and considering they seem to want to obscure Arnold's face with everything but just his head, they'd probably make him with the stupid headband from Destroyer. So you get Conan the Destroyer.
Fine.
Trash. You get the headband Arnold, you get your Tracy Walters, you get your, oh, damn it, what's her name? It's killing me. I know this. No, pervert, the fighter, the vamp. Grace Jones. You get Grace Jones.
Shit. There you go, yeah.
And then you get whatever the hell, the basketball player guy.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
No. It's not. It's Dr. Day. It's not Julius Erving. Maybe it is. It's not Julius Erving. That's terrible. Regardless, we used to make terrible jokes about it in high school. But regardless, that's a good first wave, and then you get your Dragon Man and your fucking mirror guy, and you get, I guess, battle damaged Conan with the cuts from the mirrors.
Shit, gonna go that far? Make the fucking sleeping god.
Well, yeah. Then you make the princess Olivia Dabo with like the horn, or the little jewel, or whatever the fuck they're doing, and you make a Mako. You get a chance at a Mako.
I mean, granted, I don't want to see what Mako would look like stacked on top of a He-Man body.
I was just thinking about that. That'd be sick. I'm ready for it. And
oh my god, we're terrible people. It's Wilt Chamberlain.
Wilt Chamberlain, famous basketball guy that fucked a lot. Yeah. Sorry, Dr. J also fucked a lot, and I told you I couldn't remember, but it wasn't. I know it wasn't Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Yes.
I'm ashamed.
Well, it's your movie, man. You brought it up. You brought him to the dance. Damn it.
True enough.
And so
I remembered the name that mattered.
Yeah, you got the correct answer. Wait. And with that, Super 7 also produced and has finally delivered the New Japan Wrestling line, which is hit stateside. And if you didn't pre-order, you might be out of luck right now. And I didn't pre-order, but I just ordered them off the boat out of like FOMO, and having had the quality of Conan, featuring Tanahashi, Okada, Ishii, and Will Ospreay. And at time of recording, they were already starting to like sell out a little bit, and so the FOMO got me, and I had to have Tanahashi and Okada. And damn it, once I saw that like damaged packaging wasn't an option, yeah, I ordered Ishii and Ospreay, and literally only Ospreay because the out of box, not the pictures that first dropped where everyone was pissed off, but the pictures of him, like, the glamour shots that they posted after the fact. It's like, if I don't grab him now, it's going to be incomplete, and I'm going to kick myself, and he's going to be worth $200 at this rate. So, one lame out of 4, that's not bad. But thanks to Conan, it sold me on Super 7 more so than usual, and I'm holding one. I'm holding Okada in my hands. No, I want... Ow! Doing it live. I want Hiroshi Tanahashi. That's what I want. I'm gonna... That's live. Live unboxing.
Sorry, these are names that are beyond me.
They're Japanese. I thought you loved Japanese stuff.
I don't hate Japanese stuff.
Tanahashi, he was the John Cena of Japan. So incredibly
sick.
sick.
This is where you lost me.
No. Part of the reason is because Wrestle Kingdom 9 was like my gateway drug to strong style and Japanese wrestling, Kum, America, and all of that. And so the night that I watched Wrestle Kingdom 9, I was so inspired by all of these athletes and wrestlers from across the world that were competing with this certain Japanese style, and it was inspiring. And slowly but surely, a lot of those people got signed to WWE, and suddenly I started having, that version of AJ Styles with the mom hair, that version of Shinsuke Nakamura, and Gallows and Anderson, Finn Balor, all these people that were on that show, I had a representation of. And so when the opportunity came to like kind of complete that further with Okada and Tanahashi and Ishii, it was like, well, I've made it this far. Why not have like a dedicated, when I can ever get some goddamn shelves, display for that? And I slid the little protective box that's on top of the regular box to reveal Hiroshi Tanahashi, and this thing fucks. It's like the pictures don't do it justice to like have it in your hand and see like the reveal of it and how good this packaging is. So, damn it. Yeah, fucking rules. I'll close that guy up. No, very cool. So Super 7's doing a line for Ultimates that are for wrestling, and my initial concern was that it was going to be a lot of like, we used He-Man bodies, or we used a different scale, or we used, Turtles bodies, whatever the fuck. But this is clearly not the case. I'm hoping they're not in their own scale, because speaking of third parties that are saving the toy industry, we have to talk about the bad. And I've heard that Vitruvian Hacks, which I slandered earlier, made the Lucha Bros, Wraith, Phoenix, and Pentagon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
I've seen
that
those.
they are just a touch under scale as the Scuttlebutt. I haven't gotten mine yet, but I hate it when they don't mesh. It's like, you had one opportunity, and if they're too undersized, I will be flipping those bad boys for whatever, make my money back. I would rather not, because they look so cool, right? The alternate head on Pentagon, where like the mask is torn and he's like, ah, screaming. That's really cool, but I can't stand breaking the scale. Star Wars did that to me once, and you see what fucking happened.
Yeah, true enough.
Han Solos only. Let's see, what was a long-winded segment to say that, I'm still collecting things.
Fair.
Yay, Super 7! I got the Ghost Popper remake from Walmart for my kid, because she loves fucking Ghostbusters, who doesn't? And news on that, yeah, it's the What's Next, and that'll feed into What's Next! It's news and whatnot! Dave, what do you have for What's Next?
Well, we've got some Transformer Walmart exclusive Netflix 2-packs happening. Well, I say 2-pack, it's the $40 sets, so we've got the Dead Cybertronian Seeker. He comes with a pair of Target Masters. I guess it's supposed to be a dead version of, what was his name? Surge, I think.
Surge!
I think those may have been his Target Masters. I don't know. I didn't get the character the first time around, didn't care.
Surge!
Talk to me again when they use the Earthrise Seeker body, Skywarp's head, and call it Coronation Starscream.
It's never gonna happen, that movie's old! It's not like Ghostbusters.
The 1986... Did you not hear all the Transformers I picked up from this weekend? They're all based on the 86 movie.
I did not know that.
Yeah. It's called Studio Series 86.
Well, that would explain
Yeah,
it.
and they're making them, screen accurate. They're fucking great. But there's that, and then there's also a 2-pack of Optimus Primal and Rat Trap, which...
Saw that.
If I'm going to get those figures, I suppose it'll be that box set, because that'll just make it easier for me to find them.
Rat Trap's the dude. Well, I've seen little versions. Are these the bigger scale, then?
Little version. That tiny version of Rat Trap?
Yeah, there's a Prime that's...
He is scaled to the rest of the characters. That's the version of Rat Trap you're getting.
Oh. Well, fuck them.
So they're making the characters to scale, which is nice and all. It's just... I don't know. Beast Wars was never really, a big interest for me. If they start making some, Beast Machine stuff, I'm going to be much more interested.
Beast Wars
but
is
I
my...
wouldn't mind updating the Cheetor and Dinobot that I got from the newer waves a couple years ago.
Beast Wars was the only cartoon that I watched because I'm not as old as you, and so it was on. It was actually on when I could watch TV. So I had Rat Trap and I got Arachna for Scorponok for Christmas, and that figure was tight.
I was in high school then, so
I was just an adorable baby boy. I found a glut of classic redo Transformers Walmart exclusives. A ton of them going to Mount Sterling.
About, the Headmasters?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A ton of them in stock, and it looked real nice because I was haunting my Mount Sterling Walmart to get those Masters Universe 5s, which I have now, in so much that the entire wrestling section was bare, and I was brick seeking to see the numbers pop, and they did, and had been for days, and they were short one figure, so I assumed whatever, dipshit Mark probably bought the Macho Man. Maybe the Piper, but probably the Macho Man. I was running a bet, because I want the whole set anyway, so one is missing, so that makes the hunt from 4 to 1. That's cool. And I'm looking around, and I'm waiting, and I see all these, wonderful Transformers and stuff, and it gets to the point where I just open the Walmart app, or order in-store pickup for the other 3. Because it became an option. I'm right on. That's the nuclear, like, boo, it's not on the pegs, I'm going to call their bluff. So I did that, and I waited, and I got, like, my little snackable, and I just sat in the car and waited to see what was going to go down. And then I got the email cancellation,
Shit.
like, an hour later. Not that I was waiting in an hour. I drove back home, because, like, well, they hold it for you for 4 days, so I'm like, right on. I was hoping... Apparently they got purchased, so if somebody was hiding out, they got the panic button called on them, and I got a little schadenfreude out of that, I would say. Or they just deleted them out of the system, but I don't know. Can you do that at Walmart, Dave? I mean, not that you would know, but...
Yeah, that was 20 years ago. I don't think they even had handheld scanners then.
Boop. Sure they did. Just,
Doing
like,
inventory
shitty
with
ones.
a notepad.
It's like Target where they use their, like, personal iPhone to do shit. That thing wigs me out.
Oh, God,
Let me check the back.
They were implementing that shortly before I left. So we all carry smartphones so we can use them at work to
Hell yeah.
help our customers.
Tight. Well, I have
My eyes could say go fuck yourself any harder. I would have been fired on the spot.
there's the news talking about the Ghost Popper. Monday! This coming Monday.
Ghost Popper.
Yeah, it's the little
right,
roleplay toy. Yeah,
so I was thinking, they showed a bunch of the retro Ghostbusters ghosts that are being made. The toy,
hell yeah!
The one with the big eyeball.
The eyeball, and it's coming with the Ecto-1, something that I'm remastering right now, an old one that I found at work. But you bet your ass I'm getting the Ecto-1. Let me try and pre-order this Monday, the 15th, and hope for the best? Or just wait until they get in stock. I mean, there was so much fervor for the Ghostbusters retros, and we thought they weren't going to come out and be, like, very hot items, and when they did, it was the pandemic and everything, and they were very hard to find until suddenly they weren't, and now they're everywhere. Except they don't have the Who You Gonna Call on them. But I already got that. I got a set with the Who You Gonna Call Minty. So, I've got beautiful reproductions. Mwah! Love them. But that Ecto-1's coming home to me! That was the first, like, actual toy as a child that I, like, demanded. Was like, yes, please. And I played with it until it turned to dust. So what do you think I'm gonna do now?
Well, probably not turn this one to dust. Try to get it to last a little longer.
Yeah, I'm keeping that box. I got a shelf. It's ready for it. Big GB shelf. Still need better shelves. The hunt for shelves. It's very real. Neca announced something I never thought we would get. Coming soon, Werewolf in London. They had the reveal of the David werewolf with alternate head, and that thing is sick. So NECA's always surprising, and it's almost Toy Fair, which might happen, maybe? So maybe they'll drop a little bit more than the Universal Monsters. Maybe we will get, the Thing, Keith David, at all. Yeah, I mean, McFarlane did it. Was good for McFarlane time. But NECA has proven that you can, kick that ass. What was cool 20 years ago can be made even better.
That's the truth.
I mean, that's kind of a silly statement, but... but hell yeah, we're here for it!
One of the things I really enjoy following Neca on Twitter is seeing people's reactions to these things. Like, even if it's something that's outside of my wheelhouse or interest, like for example, like the American Werewolf in London stuff. Like, sure, good movie. I don't necessarily need action figures for it, but I just love seeing how excited people are for these things, how they're freaking out. They did not expect this. It's like, yes, we need more reactions like this. We need more toy lines that cause those reactions.
Where are you going to put them, Dave? They're not on the stores.
Well,
it's online. That's, as mentioned before, online's the future. We can lean into it, and with that, we can support smaller companies that do better work if we're willing to pay the price for it, both, patience-wise and dollar-wise. But hey, there's PayPal Pay in 4, and that has saved my bacon a time or two. So, Shrug? Let's support the small, big toy makers so you can get a $500 Thundercats rover. It's all salt for me to take out a small personal loan of a couple of $1,000s so I can get the fucking Silverhawks in ultimate scale. With the ultimate Silverhawks Bayou Blaster, whatever the fuck that ship was.
That's something I both want and don't want. Just because I can't afford it, man. I'm already collecting too much shit.
Life-size monster.
Properly articulated Silverhawks.
Well, that's...
Fully articulated, switch out heads with the masks up and down.
That's literally a certainty.
Wings.
You know they're going to do that.
I know.
It's just whether they'll make the ship.
I can't afford it. I don't want them to, because if it's a reality, then I'm going to want it.
But if we don't support that, the industry may die more than it has. But speaking of, I guess we'll move on, speaking of Neca making things we never thought could possibly be real into reality and that positive reaction, let's get into the negatives, the dark side. Then we have the spooky... Yeah. And that is our top 5 things that will never happen, for good, bad, or indifferent. Toy lines that, with a certainty, there's no way. Heavy asterisk.
I'm going to tell you right now, I racked my brain with this one. I was only able to come up with 4, because, I mean, these are properties that are, like, in general, I mean, everything is up for grabs these days. The likelihood of something existing as an action figure now, with Funko Pops being a thing.
Those aren't, those aren't toys.
It's hard to actually come up with something that just might never exist.
Yeah.
I imagine you probably had more luck than I did, though.
Yeah, I'm not a well man, and this is a return from the depths of, it's a special one, so it's extra sassy, it's extra saucy. Because, we're back, we're bad, you're black, I'm mad, as they say. They don't say that anymore. Cancel Riggs! I didn't do it. So you can go, I'll go first.
You've got 5, I've got 4, so you
go
first.
And then we'll do 4, Let me see what kind of order we want. It's an easy one, so we'll do the easy one. The easy, obvious of things that'll never happen, and that is a Chris Benoit Mattel Elite.
You weren't kidding. You are a sick man.
Chris Benoit is the shit. So he's a murderer.
We had
big whoop. So is Jimmy Snuka.
We made so many horrible jokes about this at Toys R Us.
I didn't say he should come with like a Bible and a solo flex, so relax.
God damn it.
You just
Okay, no, fuck you, shut up.
Rabid Wolverine gear, no problem. Just put him in some... Don't put him in that late stage shit. Like, get him in some classic, tights. Good stuff. Don't want the WCW awkward phase. Just, post-radicals, babyface climbing up, Benoit.
Oh my god.
I'm a big fan. He's also a terrible person, but if you look behind the curtain, most wrestlers are. Sorry.
They're flawed human beings. They can't help it.
Oh, yeah.
He was more flawed than most.
Oof.
What with the murder and all. Jesus. Is that your number 5?
Yes. What the hell did I do?
Sorry, I'm still going back to the stupid jokes we made back at Toys R Us.
Ooh.
The Bowflex and the fucking slingshot action. Okay, no, this is terrible. No, my number 5. Good God. Okay. Jesus Christ, you killed me. Fucking ruined me. No, okay. My number 5 is, I've talked about this before. I don't think they're ever going to get made because it probably has something to do with licensing. I want Dollars Trilogy figures. I want the Man with No Name. I want the entire cast of characters. And I don't think it'll ever happen.
I feel like that's gonna happen.
Dude, how long has those movies been out? How long have we been collecting?
Is it an Eastwood thing?
Yeah, I think they may very well be.
Well,
I suspect that's probably where it sits.
Well,
I think most of the other actors are...
Their estate would be happy to have it.
Dead.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, hey.
Which, yeah, it would be up to their estate, and if their estate doesn't want it, there you go again.
Time waits for no man, I'm just saying. Plus, I mean, I've definitely seen Chinese Not, Sideshow toys, but totally Sideshow toys, like heads with his likeness.
Well, yeah, the unlicensed doesn't really count.
Dime Novel Legends, get on it. Chicken Fried Toys. Don't fucking go to the Capitol.
I'm out
fucking
of 3 3/4, man. 1/18 scale, I'm pretty much done with.
That sounds stiff, though. I feel like there was a tease in a Toy Fair about that happening. It was like...
Well, geez, if it was in a Toy Fair, that was only, 13 years ago?
It was like 20. It was like, who made the Mad Max line? It was like N5 or N12 or something like that. I feel like they had the rights.
Exist anymore.
I feel like there's a grayed out prototype of Blondie that doesn't exist, so... It's right there with the Jack Death figure that hasn't happened yet. Neca.
Exactly, right there. If we were to do NECA, right? If NECA were to make The Man with No Name, they could cover him all 3 movies. You could have a switch out right hand so that he has the gunslinger gauntlet that he wears. Have the poncho. It would be so easy. In fact, you could give an alternate head where he's beat to shit, because he always gets beat to shit.
Have we considered that his estate's just chomping at the bit for his death to then, put his shit on everything?
I don't know. Well, let's get Scott Eastwood on here. We'll ask him.
For the Suicide Squad special when the Snyder Cut comes out.
God, you've done it now. You've cursed everything.
They brought him back as Shatterstar. It'll be wonderful.
That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't! But sense...
Shatterstar is a Marvel character.
Sense doesn't make me! Why is there a Snyder Cut? Which, is getting a full wave of figures, but, yeah.
This is an entirely different discussion for an entirely different podcast. Really, seriously, we need a dedicated podcast for that where everyone can funnel their hate mail.
Oh, those... Yeah, I said one bad thing about Snyder figures. I'm just like, woo! Crybabies. Try voting next time. Anyway. So, my number 4.
Number 4.
A movie that'll never get made into figures. Now, they might have a Hot Toys that I don't recollect, but again, so does Clint Eastwood, so... We're talking official, legit, good stuff. Boogie Nights! I want Dirk Diggler. I want my Jack Horner. I want my Chest Rockwell. My Reed Rothschild. Yes.
If anything is destined to eventually become a Funko Pop, it's that movie.
You'd think, right? I'm here for it. They should make the finale into a Funko Pop. Yeah, I can picture it now. Little Mark Wahlberg Funko, just unzipped with hand on hip and just dong.
Oh, God.
Hot Topic exclusive.
The only way they could do that, and I think would be brilliant, is if it was just pixelated dong.
Hot Topic, where are you? Get on it. That's reeks of Hot Topic.
I don't know that Hot Topic does that anymore.
Sure they do. They keep fucking bothering me to buy them, so... That's a load-supporting wall of Funko Pops. Toy Headquarters knows.
Shit.
But yeah, it's classic characters. They have very unique looks. Swappable dong. Good times.
I'm telling you, just pixelated squares.
Thomas Jane with a mustache.
Not his best look, but he pulled it off.
Todd! Yeah, no, so I'm ready for that. Your number 3.
Yes.
The 3rd.
Right? No, my number 4.
No, we started on your 4.
No, we started, yeah, I guess that kind of works.
What the hell?
The Wraith. Yes, The Wraith. The Charlie Sheen classic from the 1980s featuring the entire movie that just featured one of Dodge's prototype supercars for some unknown reason. Charlie Sheen comes back from the dead as a kind of techno ghost avenger.
It's got Clint Howard.
It's got Clint Howard. It's got pre-crazy, lost his name, Randy Quaid.
Well, let's not get too carried away. Yeah, you could. That line reeks of reaction, so you can have your little reaction car.
Seriously, the car and Sheen's Wraith outfit, his techno driver suit with helmet. That's pretty much all you need. You give him a fucking 12 gauge, he's good to go.
Yeah, no, that would.
There's really no one else you want action figures of in that movie.
Well, I can't remember anybody from that movie, so there it is.
My God, you need to watch that movie again.
I watched it on Joe Bob Briggs' Monster Vision once, and it was all edited to shit, so I didn't know what the hell was happening.
I watched it on Comet last week, and you talking edited to shit.
Did they edit?
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh. Well, learn something new every day. I watch Comet for Svengoolie. Everybody. Cheap Svengoolie plug.
Svengoolie's not on Comet. That's, whatever.
Is it the other one? The old fart?
That's the other one.
Well, fuck it. Number 3! A toy line I wanted when I was in 1995 on my 9th birthday-ish. I desperately wanted a toy line off of this movie, because I wanted to collect them all and play the further adventures from the motion picture Virtuosity.
Oh my God, Virtuosity.
Sid 6.7, a young Russell Crowe, complete with, maniacal-ass machine guns and battle-damaged versions. Like, what I was thinking...
You could do alternate heads with his creepy-ass smile. You could do battle-damaged left hand.
Oh yeah, I was thinking, because it was the 90s, and I was a kid, I was thinking of replicating the success of the T-1000 Kenner figure, where he, explodes, and it's all, translucent blue, and you could snap it back together, and that would literally be in line with the film. Plus,
that would be fantastic.
Action figure Denzel Washington. It makes its own... No, that was it. I was
Denzel Washington again, with battle-damaged arm. Everyone's arms get battle-damaged.
That's right! You can have SWAT Team Denzel with the hairdo before he gets blown up. I think there's a William Fichtner in there.
I think making a toy line out of it's a bit of a stretch, but
Costas Mandalore in a torture device. This movie had it all. William Forsythe dressed as a character that he continues the look of for 3 other action movies. Yes,
true.
That goes... You can use your William Forsythe in that look from that line for your The Rock line as an honorable mention that never got toys fucking somehow. It's the same goddamn character.
Honorable mention. Neither of us came up with that listing to begin with, so obviously there's no real demand there.
Welcome to The Rock. Well, I wanted him when I was a kid, but I thought most movies that I was watching was like, this would make a fucking cool action figure line, so... It's how my brain works.
It's desire like this that caused me to go into customizing to begin with.
Yeah. I mean, you can make some...
Do it myself.
I am 100% sure there's a Stanley Goodspeed Chinese doll out there with, 2 orifices that you can find.
Gathering dust.
Get him off the clothes hanger and just screw on his head and get to town. Virtuosity, that's my 3. Well, what's your 2?
My 2...
Nicolas Cage love doll.
...is We 3. We 3 is a comic book from... It was either Image or DC at the time. Actually, I think it was DC Vertigo.
Oh.
Put this out. We 3 is the story of 3... It's basically the story of Homeward Bound, as told through the eyes of 3 test subject animals from a weapons lab that had turned them into cyborgs for the military.
Universal Soldier for your pets!
There's dog, 1, 2, and 3. Dog, cat, and rabbit. And they each have their own unique capabilities in the exoskeletons as they have left the lab where they were going to be destroyed, and now they are trying to find, I think it was the lead programmer, who was the kindest person to them in the labs. They can speak very simply, and they're basically just wonderful characters, and it's a wonderful, somewhat heart-wrenching story, and it has been discussed, the writer and artist have both talked about trying to get this made into a movie for years now, maybe a decade and a half, and it's never going to happen.
I mean,
it's been ages. I don't think it's ever going to happen. There's never been any supplementary material. It's just the 3 issues. But it's
comparison to Homeward Bound doesn't do it any favors. Homeward Bound is so perfect. They made a second one in San Francisco. So
they made 3 of those, man.
But we don't count the direct-to-video ones.
I would love to have 1, 2, and 3, and have them with their different abilities. Like a push button on 3 that allows him to poop out little rabbit dropling bombs. Just all of that. It would be so good. And on top of that, maybe they could even make 4. The what was he? Not a Doberman. Rottweiler. He was a Rottweiler upgrade of 1 that was sent out to hunt and kill them.
Sick.
Yeah, no, great comic.
Does the rabbit actually poop bombs?
Yes. Right. It's a high-speed bomb dropper in Mind Layer.
Tight.
Good comic. You get a chance. I suggest hunting it down. If anyone who's listening to this has not read that comic, hunt it down. It's drawn by Frank Quitely, and God, I cannot remember who the writer was. I feel like it's Miller, but I might be wrong.
Like Mark Millar?
No, Frank Miller.
What?
I think so. I could be wrong.
Far too kind and loving to be... That doesn't sound...
Well, it's got a bit of a bittersweet ending, but...
Where are the swastika Nazi stars? And the... Where's the libertarian virtues? Where's the Snyder? Let's Snyder this up.
Oh, God. Now, if Snyder got a hold of this, those animals would be killing so many people.
Hey, now we're talking.
1 is a good boy. He's a good boy. You leave him alone.
He eats the face of the
2
lab
might kill
assistant.
people. 2's a cat. 2 has no problems. 2 has no conscience.
Mother of God. Well then.
Yes.
So that was
Grant
2?
Morrison. Good God, that's why I couldn't think of it.
I was going to say, that makes a lot more sense.
Frank Miller. Grant Morrison.
Frank Miller's pissed at us now.
I kept saying Frank Quitely, and my brain was saying, and Frank Miller. No, that's not it.
Yeah, you got the Franks on the mind. Never gonna happen. Number 2 is a revival. You have your WWE classic superstars. AEW's coming out with classics. People do throwbacks. Kenner's Retro Ghostbusters, Retro Transformers, Ultimate Thundercats, He-Man, my God! Let's bring it back.
All over the place lately.
Let's bring it back to a toy line that changed the game. Real scan technology. I'm talking Plastic Fantasy Adult Legends. It's not going to happen.
What are we talking about?
Plastic Fantasy made adult stars from Vivid back in, 98? 99? 2000? 2001? It just keeps going because the first wave was Jenna Jameson and Chloe Sevigny.
Oh my God, I remember those.
I have one. I have the...
When those came out, you had to have been 13. What the hell was your family thinking?
They didn't buy it.
What the hell?
I bought this long after it had already been dead, so it's a collector's item.
Okay.
Because they weren't in stores. What am I going to do? Go to Babbage's and look under the counter? Babbage's doesn't exist. It's not a thing. Nobody really cares. I think I remember seeing one Jenna Jameson.
This building's condemned.
Yeah. One Jenna Jameson with the talking smack Stone Cold Steve Austin CD-ROM combo. I think that happened once.
God.
Dave, can whoop ass. So redo it.
Which character do you have? Which figure?
I have Christy Canyon.
Of course.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
The GOAT. The best. The incomparable. The legend. So, tagging that aspect, I have a dream lineup of legends, since we're doing legends, that would go across, all palettes and make for, I think, a really good really good lineup. That'll never fucking happen. You get your Honey Wilder, you get your Kay Parker, so you can reenact Taboo with, Snake Eyes. Nina Hartley, everybody loves Nina Hartley. Sika, because it's the 70s, and you can't talk 70s erotica without her. And I'm going to go with a person of color that is not Ebony Eyes, but Ebony Eyes works wonderfully, but Vanessa Del Rio. Fun fact, Vanessa Del Rio was in a gritty amateur scene that was my first viewing on videotape.
Oh my god.
Well, direct viewing, not
I recognize one of those names.
Not accidental, viewing where it's like, hey, look at this. It's like, not the random flashes of hairy bobbing man-ass and just gristling hair rubbing against pores.
Dark turn.
But this was the one where it's like, I'll put this tape in because I'm a big boy now. And I will see what this porno thing's all about.
Congratulations, we now need a parental advisory for our podcast.
It's not safe for work, we said it in the damn... I've been saying
true,
fuck, shit, and balls. You only recognize one name from that? Nina Hartley is...
Nina Hartley's the only name I recognize.
Well, she should be in the Boogie Nights line, too. That's not happening. And that's a beautiful crossover. Get your Dirk Diggler with your Plastic Fantasy, though, so they were like statues. They're statues.
They were, yeah.
They have, an arm cut.
It's probably for the best.
And a weird removable outfit that is fine. My removable outfit...
Early 90s McFarlane articulation.
Yeah.
You have a statue that can forever pose one way, but you can twist it out of shape.
Yeah,
it looks like it's dying horribly.
They don't have the McFarlane wash, mercifully, or the awkward sculpts, because again, it was a scan, so there's none of this, weird ash face that doesn't look correct. Ugh! Look at my teeth, you can count them. None of that. But I am a fan of erotica, and I demand collectibles. But they're not going to happen, so.
Again, like I said, this is why I got into making customs. Just make it yourself.
Just staple boobs.
Find someone who will make that head and stick it on top of a body that'll work.
Frankenstein did a thing. You're number one! It'll never happen! Go to hell, it's not happening. Not for toys, anyway.
Now, mine wasn't in any particular order, right?
Oh,
this wasn't in most likely to least
So we already
likely.
passed, the good one. Damn it, Dave.
No, this is a good one, but I'd say out of all of these, all of my choices that won't happen, this has the most potential for actually happening, but I still don't think it will.
I think I could say the same for mine, so... Optimistically.
Metro 2033 figures.
What the fuck is that?
Metro 2033 is a video game that is based on a book series that itself was inspired by Fallout and Stalker, two more video games, which themselves have inspirations in the short story Roadside Picnic. That's right, I'm smart.
What? Well, you...
No, now, the reason I don't think... it's a wonderful post-apocalyptic open world video game. And the book series is fantastic, too. Very, very inventive. But the book series is over. I think the author is still planning some stories.
Oh.
But the book series is over. The video games, all three video games, have told their story, so that's over. And that was a couple years ago.
What video games are these?
The Metro series?
No idea.
Metro 2033, Metro Last Light, and then Metro... Fuck, what was that last one that just came out?
NBA Jam.
It's them actually leaving the Metro and trying to find a new place to live. The whole story, for the most part, takes place under Moscow in Russia's subway systems.
Oh!
In the metro lines.
Now I know what you're talking about.
Lived after a nuclear apocalypse. So it's 20 years after the world has fucking ended. The surface level is just awful. And it's wonderfully awful because you don't just have mutants. You have fucking ghosts. You have unexplainable phenomena. Like as in, the nuclear blast shadows, right? The remnants of people that were caught in a nuclear blast. It's just a dark spot on a wall. Yeah, you get shadows like that just exist, and they move around, and they don't exactly know that they're dead, but they know that whatever they're in, they don't like. And because they don't like where they are, they don't like you either. So you touch them, you die. And you've got weird-ass mutants of the animals that were in Moscow Zoo.
Marf! Oh, so Annihilation stuff.
Oh, God, it's fantastic. And then there's the completely inexplicable stuff. The electrical phenomena. Like ball lightning that has an attitude. But on top of that, you have these characters that are just trying to eke out survival in the tunnels below. And the designs they have for the game, for the costumes, I just love it. I love it, and I would love to see action figures of it. We need more post-apocalyptic video game style figures. They've tried with Fallout, which is why Fallout's not on this list, because they've made some Fallout figures. They're not great.
Like Fallout Dorbs?
No, there was actually some Fallout action figures. I have the power armor from Fallout 3. But the articulation, like the joints, I can't remember who made the damn things, but they feel fragile, is the best way to describe them. The one I have will probably disintegrate within the decade.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Return it to the atmosphere.
So, yeah, like I said, Fallout's not on this list because it's still a big name. It's still very popular. It's likely that they'll try again and get it right next time. But there are other properties. Stalker and Metro. Stalker's got a new game coming out next year, I think, for the new Xbox. So how about that?
Yeah, they have a chance.
So we might be able to get something based on that if it goes over well, but I want some Metro. There's something about the post-apocalyptic Russia style that looks really, really cool, really dark. But I don't think it'll happen. I think it's a little too late.
Just make Serious Sam. Serious Sam! That's a game.
I think Serious Sam had an action figure.
Yeah, probably. I didn't much care for Serious Sam. Duke Nukem.
So, yeah.
Forever.
That's my number one.
Everybody should already know, if they're any kind of long-term listeners or whatnot, what my number one's going to be. Dave, you should know what my number one is.
I should know, but you have a tendency towards the unpredictable.
Sick. Number one, we're never going to get them because they signed their rights away. It's Spaceballs! The figure I have wanted since 1988. How
has there not been any reaction figures of these?
Because they signed an agreement when they made the film to not use certain lightsaber colors and to not have any kind of merchandise. That's why there's the joke in the movie. Because they'll never sell any. And by law, or whatever, by the agreement that they have, there's no official Spaceballs merchandise available.
I did not know that.
That's why the DVD Blu-rays are kind of chintzy, and that is why all of my Spaceballs t-shirts are from local third-party printers that have the rights for 24 hours, and then they disappear. So you can mention Spaceballs. I have an Eagle 5 decal on my beer fridge over here. I got a Lone Star shirt that kicks ass, but I think an action figure is too deep to where George Lucas made his actual money, and that's why we'll never get them unless he dies?
I don't know. I mean,
maybe the passage of time?
I honestly feel like as popular as that is, I feel like they could come to an agreement with, because Disney, it would have to have transferred at least with Disney at this point.
Yeah, and I'm not certain how much of that merchandising cut that made Lucas the billionaire that he is today, I don't know how much of that he retains. So,
Right.
Maybe it's getting...
At this point, I mean, if you could make a deal with Disney, if Disney gets a cut of the profits, they'd be all over it.
But that was supposedly the nature of the entire film. So, never gonna happen. I've seen a Schwartz ring, but the action figures, I'd love an Ultimates or a, NECA, photoreal, all the main characters thing, and I would also desperately enjoy, a reaction style, the toys that Dark Helmet was playing with. That started this whole mess.
Reaction should be the first people to get a hold of that, and then move on to Super 7, but yeah.
Yeah, Because then you could recreate, I'm literally doing it behind me. I have a spot. We can have a spot to have the Spaceballs merchandise literally be the carded figure. That's not just a G.I. Joe with a sticker over it. Like, let's go! I want it.
All things considered, we should look into this, because I feel like of all the things we've talked about, this could be made to happen.
Just start a damn petition.
Yeah.
It's a new time.
Not that I've ever seen a petition do anything, but...
Yeah. It's a brand new world.
Case, a petition would imply people willing to spend money, and that gets companies' attentions.
Yeah. And plunking down a pre-order that then is the order number, which is the theme of the show tonight. Things that don't happen until, you put your money down with a third party and you pay that little extra, but you get it made. It happens. So, yay? Craft action figures are the new hipster? I'm going to stir my, juicy New England IPA with a rare Lone Star 1 of 3 variant. Luscious and hoppy. And may the Schwartz be with you. That's all I got. That's my list. Pervert that loves Spaceballs. That's me.
That's... Jesus, it's right.
There's 2 porn properties on there. Granted, there might be more to edit.
Well, okay, one's porn-based.
Hey. Both had Nina Hartley. That's a dope. I'm not even like a Nina Hartley mark, but she shows up. Ginger Lynn. You could complete your Rob Zombie. She could play with my Metallica figures.
Good lord.
Turn the Page. It was a very good music video 20 years ago.
My God, is that who that was?
Yeah, she's the prostitute that's telling her story.
Oh, right. Okay.
As the framing mechanism for the video. Metallica, they'll ruin your house. And with that, we shall take this episode to a close.
Good to be back. We weren't really gone.
Yeah. Chinese New Year. There's distribution problems. Dave has mild paint deco now. Where once there was many, now there's little. Got
and the entire city was sheeted nice, so...
Yeah.
The entire country.
Yeah, pretty much. Just in various ways. So we're back. We just smell of, glue? And there's no deco on, the back. It's just flat. It's the dying days of Jax. Just whatever.
We don't care, and you don't care.
Fuck you, buy it or don't. And with that sentiment, from the One Stop Geek Shop podcast, we say never grow up, never surrender. Yay!
I hit my mark. What are you doing?
You got it. Oh, you wanted to... Did you? Yeah. I was curious.
It was good.
Yeah.
Play us out.
Playing it out. Go to hell, everyone.